Welcome to Brave Healer Productions. We are waking the world up to what's possible for healing, one brave word at a time. What if I told you that 70% of entrepreneurs struggle with mental health issues? How does that change your view of success? Welcome, everyone. I'm Laura DeFranco, the CEO of Brave Healer Productions, where we are helping the world experience what's possible. And today it's going to be in terms of business, because this new book is brought to you by our Brave Business Books imprint. And here today to help me with this mission are some of the amazing expert authors of one of our newest books, the complete Small Business Growth Guidebook, Brave Strategies for Authentic Success. I have some really cool, powerful people in my Zoom room today, you guys. I cannot wait to introduce them to you. Dr. Ariana Platten is a master ceremonialist and spiritual educator who helps holistic practitioners expand their services using rites and rituals. Carrie Dale, the CEO of Thrive Mindset, creator of Thrive Mindset Journals, Manifestation, and wellness coach. And Janine Jennings is here. She's an expert tax strategist who helps business owners keep more money in their pocket through reducing their tax bill legitimately. Sandy Travis Bildal is CEO of Bravery Becomes You. She's a certified business and emotional intelligence coach and motivational speaker who guides her clients to overcome fear and achieve meaningful success. Janine, thank you for being here. Why yes to this book? What's important about helping people grow their businesses to you?
Why yes is because business owners struggle with knowing what their end goal is and actually putting money away for that. And it is a repetitive thing that I see in the tax industry, that people make a lot of money, but they are not really setting up for retirement. So I wanted to give them some insight and let them know that it's okay that you didn't start early in your 20s or 30s or even 40s. So it's okay. You can still achieve your goal.
That's my favorite part about your chapter, actually. And I want people to understand, like, it's okay. It doesn't matter where you are on the journey. You start today, and especially with somebody like Janine's help, who can put you on a track where you can move that needle forward, right? It's okay wherever you're at. But you mentioned end goal, and I just want to ask you about this, because a lot of the time, I think we entrepreneurs, we're just waking up and doing it every day. I don't even know that we have an end goal. Like, yeah, you're nodding. So what else? What do you want people to know about that?
I want them to know that although we love what we do, business owners, entrepreneurs, artists, everybody, the independently inclined, I would say, love what we do, and we wake up and just so we can do it again. But we do have to have some reality in knowing that we will be about 80 or 90, hopefully, and we most likely won't be working as hard as we do. So what does that look like for us? What do we want to do? So
Thank goodness we won't be working as hard as we do today. Well, I'm thinking of myself as 90 doing what I've been doing this last couple of years. I'm like, I don't think that's going to work out too well. I think I'm going to need to have a recliner or something. I don't know. Yes, Janine. And it's good to plan like that. I mean, it's cool to be in the now and be in the present moment and take advantage of being in this sweet present moment. But if we don't take a peek into that future and really plan ahead, it's hard to move towards a goal like that, right?
Mhm.
Yeah.
And I do want to add that the reason why I know it's important, it's because I have two clients who are 98 years old and still up and about talking to women. And so it struck me like what their life is like, okay, well, I never thought about if I'm going to live to 98, what will I be doing? And
Mm.
so I know how it is to live on a fixed income just through them, and how important it is to set yourself up so you can live comfortably, like they do.
I love it. I love the just having a way to think about it that changes perspective a little bit. Janine, thank you for saying yes to this book. Thanks for being here today.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Sandy, tell me your why. Like, why say yes to the business book?
Okay, well, I'm Sandy, and my chapter is Your Vision Audit, the missing link to an unshakable foundation for business success. And what attracted me to this book is bravery, because it's really my passion. It's what changed my life, and my business and my clients' businesses. And what really what happened a few years ago is I accepted an invitation from my 24-year-old son to go on a 6-week camping road trip out west, sleep in his 3-man tent in the middle of nowhere, and I've never camped in my life. So of course I said no. And then brave me said yes, because I decided it was kind of a business challenge to test bravery and fear. And what I came right up against myself and realized I am afraid of everything. And I'm brave when it's easy to be brave, because I thought I was really brave. But every day it was like I watched a movie in my head saying, I don't do this, I don't like that, I don't sleep by the side of the road, this is scaring me. And there's nothing that we did that I would have wanted to miss. I mean, every moment, even the scary parts, um, it was just unbelievable. So I came back from that trip, and I have been passionate about sharing the power of bravery, because to me bravery overrides fear, and really creates confidence, and the power to do whatever you want to do, to dream as big as you want to do, which then leads to the subject of my chapter, which is creating a vision. Because to me a powerful vision uh, is the background for bravery, to say, this is what I want to do. I've created a strong idea of what I want, and it means something to me. And I'm not letting that go. I'm going to be brave no matter what, because I also discovered that nothing feels better than being brave. So I love being brave and overriding all that fear.
What do you think the first thing you did back whenever was that in your business that made you feel brave? Can you think of an instance where you're like, ooh, that was brave of me in terms of your business growth?
Well, I think one thing I wanted to do, I don't want to say more than anything, but I really wanted to speak, and I wanted to stand on a stage. I wanted to talk to groups of people, and it really scared me. And I didn't let it. I just, wherever I could find an opportunity, I'd say yes. And it wouldn't matter how small it was. I can even remember being somewhere and someone said, "Oh, you don't even need notes. Just talk. You know what you're saying." And I thought, I know, I like to talk. I'm sure I can, but not when I get up on that podium. I'm going to be scared. I'm going to blank out. I'm going to forget what I want to say. And so I always did it my way. I thought, if I need to read it, I'll read it. So I just kept taking step after step after step, and things began to unfold. And, I think I, always get a little nervous before I do anything, because, you want to make it as good as you can. But I have been able to speak and love it. I really love it. So,
I
yeah,
like that
I'd say
example.
that's the biggest thing I did that was a change for me.
I like that example a lot. I'll have to shout out Meredith Grundy, who is in this book as well, you guys. And she was in an interview group just before I got on with these gals today. And we talked a lot about public speaking and getting on those stages. So you aren't alone, Sandy, in terms of that example being one of those brave things that people do in their business journey.
Yeah,
Thank you for saying yes to this and for being here today.
thank you.
Ariana, tell me a little bit about your why.
Ariana Platten, and I wrote chapter 14, Dare to Be Different. And there really are two reasons, Laura. First of all, I like being part of this collective feeling, this group of experts who are writing together. I love a book that I can pick up that has lots of different topics in it and lots I can get involved in, and gives me lots of tasty little morsels. And this This book is full of amazing, amazing business people. So first is I wanted to be part of that energy. I wanted to be part of the collaboration that this is. And secondly, because I think so many of us suffer from imposter syndrome, this belief that what we do has to follow some laid out expert path that includes certain kinds of certifications and certain kinds of acknowledgments and verifications and validations from people, and kind of misses the whole point, which is that each of us has something very unique to offer into the world, and our particular way of doing whatever it is that we do can't be duplicated by anybody else. So when we fail to bring forward that really massively important, unique quality that is ours, the world is without it forever. And I wanted to encourage people to bring that forward.
I love that. Thank you for talking a little bit more about that collaborative energy. It's big and badass, y'all. Like, yeah. And Ariane is right. I feel like I want to remind our listeners, our readers, how lucky they are to get this strategy kit, all of the beautiful people, heart-centered people offering what they're offering in this book. Oh my gosh, just you wait about that. So Ariana, when you've collaborated in the past, tell me about the business growth you've seen because of that.
It's all about collaboration. I think the great turn that we're seeing in business right now is that we have replaced competition with collaboration. And I think that's the direction that business is moving in. And what that allows is it allows us to deepen relationships, to instead of walking into a networking room and deciding, oh gosh, I can't talk to you and you and you because you all do the same thing that I do. Now I get to look at people who do something similar and say, how can we work together? How can we support each other? How can we lift each other up? And it is that, that idea that the lake lifts up all the boats, not just one.
Mhm.
And I just love seeing how creative we can be in the ways that we work side by side, from cross promotion to cross training to even sharing space. Sharing these digital spaces, but also sharing our physical spaces, reducing expenses, increasing opportunities. It's just a really amazing development in the business world.
I love the feeling of the lake just now. I like that. Thank you for saying yes to this and for being here
My
today.
pleasure.
Carrie, tell me a little bit about why you said yes to this business book.
Well, I'm Carrie Dale. I wrote chapter 2, which is Dream It, Live It, Align Your Mindset for Unstoppable Business Success. And I have a huge why just in my life, which is I believe that everyone can manifest the life of their dreams. They just don't know how. And so when I met you and then you put out this call for this book, I thought, God, entrepreneurship is so hard. And if you don't have the right mindset, you're never going to succeed. And everyone can do this. They just need to know how.
So mindset is one of my very favorite, most awesome topics of all time. I call these ninja moves of awareness, right? This mindset thing. And I totally agree with you that if that isn't a foundation, there will be at some point, it will feel impossible. You will not be able to move forward if that foundation isn't there. What do you want to tell people about that piece if they are struggling?
Oh, so I believe that the energy you put out is the energy you receive. So if you were stuck in this space of, I can't do this, I'm not worthy, this is too hard, then you're just going to draw more of that to you. And you have to somehow work on reframing that so that your mindset is in the positive. Whatever, I mean, just the littlest thing, right? You could take instead of saying, I'm not worthy, I can do this. I did this yesterday. I did this little piece yesterday and I was successful. And if you can just hold on to that little moment of success, then it makes the next one feel like you can achieve it. Whereas if you're holding on to, oh, this isn't working, you're going to drag yourself down.
I put into place a similar tool once upon a time, and thought about it a little bit, about like, it's hard to jump from that place that you are stuck to the success or the joy place over here, because it seems like there's such a massive gap between those two places. And so I trained myself to just go neutral, at least get to the middle, get even just a tiny bit past, this is impossible. I'm stressed out, I'm overwhelmed, I'm stuck, this is impossible. So neutral breath work, right? And so of course my community, you guys, has like some badass kinds of connection tools, and I believe you all use those. Carrie, what else do you want to say about that? Like, if you can't jump to the positive, what would you say?
So I don't remember whose concept this was, but there's this idea of this ladder, right? And you talked in the very beginning about emotion and how many of us are, can go into that, have emotional issues or can be drugged down by that. And I always imagine that ladder, right? When it comes to emotion. And if you're in this bad spot, dark, I can't achieve this, I can't do it. If you can just move one rung above to that next emotion, that next step. So if I could go from I can't achieve this to, you know what, I don't know how I'm going to do that, but I did do this thing over here, and then move to the next rung. I mean, just continually move yourself just one little baby step forward. Eventually you get to the top and you're succeeding because you've eventually moved yourself slowly and slowly up that ladder.
Yeah, I love that. I love the ladder visual too. Just one rung. Just one rung.
Mm-hmm.
Carrie, thank you for saying yes to this, for being here.
Thank you.
So you guys, this is way more than a book. Here's a little sneak peek of our cover. It is a generous, amazing community of people that are so heart-centered and grounded, walking in their walk. I'm so excited. Quick shout out to Melissa Henry for this beautiful cover art. This is called Galaxy Girl, and she really took a vision that I had and created our beautiful cover with it. But I wanted to say thank you to all four of you before we keep going with these juicy questions. Just, thanks for saying yes, but also thanks for putting your real vulnerable stories in the book. I think that is what's missing from business. We just want to tell people what to do, and we have skills and we have strategies and we have these things that we know work. But when you all trailblaze with your personal vulnerable stories, you're doing something that is transformational, I believe. And all of you did it so brilliantly in this beautiful book. I could be ready to hire a coach and I could line up 100 people. It's the one that's going to be that person to share their personal story and it resonates with me. That's the person I'm going to hire, right? That's the person I'm going to want to teach me their master teachings. And you did that next in these chapters. You're stepping up with your master teachings, your generous experiences, strategies. You guys are going to be so lucky to have this book as I'm renaming it from toolkit to strategy kit for your business. You can take any nugget and it will create more success for you in those different lanes. So, Sandy, I opened up about mental health and I grabbed that stat on purpose because I think that all of us have felt this at one point or another. Overwhelm, feeling stuck, like, oh my gosh, why did I do this? Why did I even get into this? Right? Why do you think that stat is so high about entrepreneurs and mental health? Like, how can we help ourselves?
Well, it's the reason that I think a vision is really the key to that, because I have so many people who talk to me about, starting their business, or they're in their business, and they are determined to begin with their marketing plan, their social media, and all the things that the world has said, you've got a business, this is what you've got to do. And at some point, it's, almost always happens where the person comes back and says, I'm overwhelmed, I'm stuck, I'm burnt out, I can't do one more thing, I'm doing everything right. What is missing? And I know, because I experienced this myself, but what's missing is you. And your heart is not missing it. You have been following what the outside world suggests that you do. And so what a vision does, it allows you to create a powerful, you know, movie, a vision for your future. And that's where you start to have as a foundation for your business. So when you turn on this movie of yourself and turn on your imagination, and you're directing this, if you put yourself in this movie, and then you add feelings, so you are standing there, right there in the middle of it, like it's really happening. First of all, your brain doesn't know whether it's really happening or not, so you're already stepping into the future and making yourself feel more comfortable with change. But the biggest thing is, you can dream as big as you want. You can be whatever you want to be, and your imagination is coming from your intuition and your heart. And so you can have a chance, while you're looking at this vision, to say, does it match my values? Is this what means something to me? Is this what matters most? And that's sometimes missing in that marketing plan. A marketing plan and all that is very limited. This is, it's like infinite, who you can be, and checking, checking how these things really match who you are. And once you put that in your business, and you make that the story of your business, that's what makes you stand out. That's what makes you have impact. That's what was missing. And then you can get over to the marketing plan and all the things that you need for that kind of structure. But the vision, that supports the vision, not the other way around.
Thank you for that. I resonate. I think I wrote down a few words while you were talking about that: vision, purpose, mission, values. I think I've been guilty of starting a business without doing that first. And if everything isn't aligned, then we're not going to have that to go on a bad day. It's going to be a bummer. And so it's really nice to have those things in place. And you guys, mental health is a tricky topic, isn't it? Because, and for entrepreneurs, it's, I think, complicated sometimes. There's so many different aspects of this question that we could go down. Ariana, how about you? Entrepreneurs and mental health. What do you want to say about this?
Yeah, I want to say that we have a way of separating our life into compartments. We compartmentalize what makes us happy at home, what makes us successful at work, what kind of parent we want to be, what kind of friend we want to be. And sometimes those things don't all line up. So we end up with a life circumstance that is out of balance, that throws our way of thinking out of balance and gives false priorities to what we do. So instead of being able to balance who we really want to be with our partner, we overwork instead of spending time with ourselves and really asking, what makes me happy? What brings me joy? Am I doing the work that is the work of my soul? We end up doing the work that is the work of our clients. That is what other people require from us, rather than what we really set out to do. And I know that it's a natural thing, Laura, to look at our clients and say, yes, but that's who we work for. There's some truth to that statement. But what is really true is, deep in your soul, you know what it is you're here to do. And it's very easy to get pulled off that track. And when you do, everything else kind of follows suit. The dominoes fall. And before you know it, you feel out of control and off base and uncertain of who you are. So learning to think about business as an integral part, but only part of an entire balanced life, is really important to the entrepreneur's mental health. And I think sometimes we just need more coaching in that area.
Yes, we all do, I think. I mean, we don't really know what we're signing up for sometimes, this crazy self-development journey that is entrepreneurship. There's so much to this, and it is so worth it, isn't it? I think it is. Carrie, how about you? Like when you're thinking about this topic of mental health, what hits home for you?
You know, I, uh, yeah, that's such a hard question, right? Because like we've talked about, it's as entrepreneurs, our mental health is on a roller coaster. I mean, we live and breathe in the things that we're creating. And so I would just say that gratitude, right? I would just say that every single time I get into a space that is not healthy or not productive, I have to turn to gratitude because that is the one tool, the one strategy, as you want to call it, that will always bring me back to a level space. Because if I can just see even just a cup of coffee that is I can be grateful for today, if that is the only thing I can see, at least I can change my mindset and start moving forward again.
I love that one. Gratitude is such a success strategy, y'all. In all the levels where you get to in your business, it is a continued success strategy, no matter where you get at the highest levels or the lowest levels or all the levels in between. When you come back to that badass energy, that's some serious manifesting energy too. If you, we better not get started on the manifesting topic. Will get me going. Janine, how about you? So when you're thinking of this topic of mental health and being an entrepreneur, what is it for you?
What that means for me is how you kind of process your emotions to that lead to solutions to your problems. That's mental health to me. And if you know how to kind of think your way out of the paper bag type of thing. But having the tools to know how to work through your problems is important, because we're going to always have problems from now until the grave. But people aren't, I would say they aren't equipped enough or have enough wherewithal to gain some extra knowledge to learn how to solve them. So as an entrepreneur, it is important to continuously learn so you can build your better toolkit to navigate through the problems that come about just from every day having a business and being an entrepreneur and being tired or what have you. So.
Yeah, you guys are talking about some foundational things. It's so important to understand. And I don't know that any of us signed up on day one with these kinds of ideas in our minds about what it's going to take and what these things we need are, right? We kind of learn the hard way on the way. But we're learning and we're getting there. So I want to get to all of your lanes in the book, your niche, your place of expertise next. Ariana, you have, doing it your way in this title. I want to know what you mean by that. And if you could help us with, and I know you guys are going to be like, one, I got 100 for them. I want you to think about the one most important thing you want people to know today about that.
I remember that E.F. Hutton commercial that says, if the whole world stopped and listened to you, what is the one thing you would say? When E.F. Hutton speaks, the whole world stops. If I could get the whole world to stop and listen to me, entrepreneurs and not, I would say choice is your superpower. And the choices that you make come from somewhere so deep down inside of you. It's not just what you think. It so often is what you feel, what you have an inner knowing for. And what happens is we get this brilliance that is universally inspired through us. And we say to ourselves, oh, I don't think I can do that because everybody else thinks that's the wrong way to do it. You know, everybody else does it different. Everybody else knows more than me. Whatever it is, I want to, in this chapter and in all the work that I do in life, inspire people to really be who they are and to know that none of us are going to meet everybody's needs, but there are people out there who need exactly who you are, exactly what you have to offer, exactly the way you see it to experience their own success in the world. And that to me sometimes requires you daring to do it differently. You know, when Sandy talks about being brave, yes, being an entrepreneur requires you to be brave in all kinds of new and amazing ways.
No doubt. I am a bravery fan, you all know so much, but the authenticity, sometimes I think it's a hot topic and a hot word. And we're all figuring out what that even means to show up as our full-on selves unapologetically. And I think it's a great practice. I think it's a foundational thing for success. I really do. You all are laying down some nuggets today about this. Carrie, in terms of your lane of mindset, what's the one most important thing you want people to know today?
Oh, one, you have to you have to align yourself with where you're headed. You have to, if you want to manifest your dreams, you have to stay focused on that. And you do that by being grateful first and having gratitude and raising that vibration and then focusing on the good and where you're headed. Because when you have that positive energy first, you're going to head in this magical way towards your dreams.
Oh, you make it sound so easy.
It's not easy, but I just feel like when you can start your day every day with gratitude and then focus on those things that you are going after, it really does. It becomes magic. And I don't know how to explain it other than just try it. When you do it, it happens.
And of course, everybody today is talking about a practice. So we get better every day when we remember to do it. And especially with this gratitude thing that Carrie's talking about, it's like, oh yeah, gratitude. Yeah. Okay, let me get back to that. And when you catch your mind somewhere else, that's the ninja move. And the minute you're aware of something else that's not serving you, boom. And in that second, you go back to the practice of the gratitude, right? And this is such a game changer. It's such a game changer. So, all right, Janine, how about you? Tell me, in terms of I'm thinking about smart retirement planning. What's that one golden nugget you want people to know today about that?
I forgot to, I want to start by introducing myself because I forgot to introduce myself in the beginning. I'm Janine Jennings. I am the CEO of JP Tax Service and Accounting. I'm a speaker and an author with you all. My chapter was 23 and it is called Smart Retirement Planning for Business Owners, the Secrets to Securing Your Future. Okay, so the one thing that I want business owners, entrepreneurs, and solopreneurs to know is that it's okay to start today. It is okay. Don't feel bad. Don't beat yourself up, because a lot of people do. They beat themselves up. Oh, I should have started. It's okay. It's okay. I will take you from zero to at least $500,000 or $1 million in a short amount of time with a specific strategy that it's easily put in place, and you can do it if you want to, but it's okay. Start today though. Start today, don't wait. So
I like the start today advice very much, very much. All right. Sandy, if there's one thing you wanted people to know about vision, what would it be?
For me, vision isn't just about, let's say, envisioning your business. You can use visioning for all aspects of your life. And one thing, sometimes people say, well, how do I know if something matches my values, or how do I know if it feels right? And it really is about checking in with yourself and your heart and your intuition. So how do you do that? Well, one thing I discovered on my trip, where I discovered how afraid I was, is that I naturally just started being put in situations where I thought, I don't know what to do. I can't do this. And so I have this, what I call my brave compass. And I would just close my eyes and say, how do I feel if I do? And how do I feel if I don't? And I would picture how I would feel if I went home and I hadn't done it. And I'd see myself at home like, oh, well, that didn't happen. Or I'd see doing it and thinking, wow, how amazing that would be if I did that. And I have followed that so many times. And I love doing that because it makes it easy to tap into yourself, and it makes it easier to make decisions. And to me, what the message of that is, feel first, think second, because you can think and think and think and think and never come up with an answer. But when you tap into yourself and you tune into that feeling, it's like reliable guidance no matter what. And that makes it easier to be brave and overcome fear because you're listening to yourself.
Love it, Sandy. Thank you. Awesome. All right. I got one more for all of you. We're going to be doing this in one sentence. Ooh, this is going to be a big challenge, you guys. So I walk around and I think about being a business owner, being an entrepreneur. And a lot of the time I'm like, what would I tell the Laura the first year in her business now, knowing what I know? Like, oh, if I only knew what I know now back then when I started Brave Healer Productions in 2016, right? What I would tell Laura today, take bigger risks earlier. That's my answer. I want you guys to see if you can get it in a sentence, right? I would want her to take bigger risks, to take risks and do it sooner and not be afraid to do that. So Carrie, you're up first on this one. What would you tell that Carrie?
I would say I'd align my dreams with my mindset in the very beginning.
I like it. It's important. All right, Janine, what would you tell that Janine?
Oh, geez. I would tell her that you were right.
I like that. About what?
About what she saw from before, because I saw this now back then, but I didn't believe it. So
yeah, so to believe in herself. Yeah, I love it. I needed to tell Laura that too. Sandy, what's your version? What would you tell that Sandy that started her business back then?
I think I would say, when fear arrives, and fear would like you to go directly to the comfort zone, that the reality is there's no place more uncomfortable than the comfort zone. And that, just like you said, when you have doubt about whether you should do it or you don't do it, the real risk is not taking a risk.
Love it.
And nothing feels better than being brave. That's always my.
I love that one too.
I mean, the more you do it, the more you realize that it will get you there. It will be uncomfortable, but once you go over that threshold, it feels amazing. And the more you do that, the more confident you become. And it feels great.
All right, Ariana, how about you?
I would tell my younger self, if I could go back, this is going to be so much fun. I was just petrified of all the practical things. So this is going to be so much fun. Just go do it. Have a great time doing it.
I like that one. Oh, I especially like that one. Gals, Ariana, Sandy, Janine, Carrie, thank you so much for what you do in the world. And thanks for being here today to share it with everyone. Thanks, gals.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Bless you.
So you guys, this is way more than a book. This is a generous community. And I have all of the gals hooked up with their websites down below. I know you heard something that maybe you've got a question about, or you want to continue the conversation, or you need support, the support that they can give. They're waiting for you to reach out. Go click on their websites, explore what they have going on. It is freaking amazing. And we're talking about heart-centered, generous, amazing expert people who want to help you with that next step, right? Reach out to them. You can also join us for the book launch party. We're going to have that on Halloween, October 31st. We're going to have a pretty amazing giveaway that night. If you want to come join us for the Zoom, I have information down below. We're going to be together with all of the Complete Small Business Growth Guidebook co-authors. And hey, head over to Amazon and buy the book, y'all, because it's going to change your life, definitely going to change your business. And we cannot wait to hear what you think of this beautiful book. Lastly, today, everyone, remember, your words change the world when you're brave enough to share them. It is time to be brave. See you next time, everyone.